My party, the Gang of Goobs, was trying to find the Plate of Eurythasia and the 8 arcane stones that go in it, giving the wielder unimaginable power. We were in the town of Fork Riverton, where we met a shadowy, totally trustworthy warlock or person named Darius, who told us he knew where to find one. He accompanied us to an abandoned castle 2 days' travel from Fork Riverton. Inside, we faced a couple of Aleps, a Bone Claw, and finally an Abishai wearing one of the gems. As the Gang of Goobs burned through their resources, expending spell slots, rages, wild shapes, and potions, Darius finally revealed his power, calling down lightning through the missing ceiling above. With the Abishai dead, Hrothgar put on the necklace containing the gem of Eurythasia and was racked with arcane poison. Darius cackled, in a friendly, totally not at all obvious betrayal way, revealing he needed their help to get the stone. Brithgarroy prepares an action, telling Brick to gobble him up. Brick runs towards Darius, transforming into a giant toad. Brithgarroy's help action allows Brick's bite to hit, and Darius is grappled. Ariel holds her action, ready to heal if Darius hits with Call Lightning. Darius is grappled, but this means nothing for Call Lightning. He strikes Brick, causing 17 damage. Brithgarroy is up again and holds his action to provide help to Brick on his turn. Then it's Brick's turn, and with another bite, chomp! He swallows Darius. There are lots of 5e creatures who can swallow you. Giant toads, giant frogs, banderhobs, the Tarrasque. Also, druids who wild shape, giving you a fun way to take an enemy out of the fight. Darius is not only blinded and restrained, also he's going to take 3d6 acid damage on each of Brick's turns, no saves. Both of these conditions give Darius disadvantage on attacks. This looks bad, but at least he can attack with disadvantage, right? In the PHB, Unseen Attackers and Targets states that when a creature can't see you, you have advantage on attack rolls against it. Brick can't see Darius, giving Darius advantage on Brick. Per the PHB, advantages and disadvantages totally cancel one another out, meaning even with being blind and restrained, Darius' advantage on attacking due to Brick foolishly not having eyes in his stomach cancels out to normal attacks. This seems weird. Why would something restrained and swallowed, barely able to move, get advantage on attacks? Remember, AC, HP, and saves are all just abstractions of battle, with the dice acting as the randomness of the world. While Darius cannot miss, as it is giant toads all the way round, he also can't really get leverage on an attack. So calling this a straight attack I think seems pretty reasonable. So it seems like Darius is about to call down some lightning on our poor toad. However, Darius' lightning states that the spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud can appear, and gives the example of being in a room that can't accommodate the cloud. Well, Darius is blind and inside a small fleshy room, so we won't get to see what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning. Other spells that hit directly and do not require line of sight, can still hit. The same argument for advantage-disadvantage applies because being cramped in an esophagus would make the somatic, verbal, or component requirements difficult. Allies outside the toad can help, and Darius is safe from these attacks, including area of effect attacks. Being swallowed gives Darius total cover. Unlike the advantage-disadvantage combo, a target with total cover cannot be targeted directly by an attack or a spell, although some spells can reach such a target by including it in an area of effect. A target has total cover if it is completely concealed by an obstacle. I would argue Darius has this, and most if not all attacks and spells from outside the toad would not hurt or affect him. AoE attacks from within the toad would not be recommended. Of course, the giant toad could do something drastic like jump off a cliff. I think it would give both of them straight falling damage. I don't think there's anything in the PHB, DM guide, or anywhere else that would suggest otherwise. This leaves the last and final unanswered question: what happens to our intrepid druid who has a fully grown man in his belly when he returns to normal druid size? This is harder to figure out. Without specific rules, there are 2 ways I see to handle this. One is that any swallowed victims are automatically spit out, dead or alive, when the wild shape becomes druid shape, and nothing bad happens. The other is Darius the Dissolving becomes Darius the Digested and is never seen again. Anything else, such as the size change ripping open the toad/druid or Darius getting damaged by the shrinking stomach, are fun, grotesque takes, but it seems like something you and your DM could figure out. I wouldn't deal with any of that. Alright, well that was it. Thanks everyone. Your mom. I was going to list your mom as one of the swallowing creatures. but I'm above that.